Hey guys, it is AlexanderStopmotion here doing a Transformers video review, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Prime First Edition CliffJumper. So here is First Edition CliffJumper. He is a deluxe class figure in Wave 1.5. Basically the 1.5 is basically just CliffJumper. If you buy all the figures except for CliffJumper, it's Wave 1. Apparently, I do not know why. And he is definitely one of the rare figures, and I'm so happy to have him. He is definitely one of my favorite figures, if not my favorite of the Transformers I have. And definitely one of the best in the world. Here is the Transformers Prime First Edition base for CliffJumper. Basically display, and that doesn't even work. Yeah, basically put the car on or robot and display it. Yeah, it may be good for some people. I like the look of like this. Maybe get a whole bunch of them, make kind of this rock kind of scene. I'm not saying that because of who voiced him. CliffJumper was voiced by The Rock. So, yeah. Anyway, Transformers Prime, Decepticon logo, Autobot logo. I kind of wish they used the thing that said at the very front of it. It's like CliffJumper, and it says, well, it shows his face, I think, or it just says CliffJumper, I forget. But that would have been much better than this. And it comes with all of them, even the Voyagers. The Voyagers just have a bit of a thicker one. Yeah. Here is CliffJumper in vehicle. He is getting a second release as this zombie version, as people are calling it, due to him having the Dark Energon in the show. He has the two horns there, which he has horns on his head, which is kind of funny where these horns end up being in Robot. But overall, quite nice. The only thing I got to compare him to is Deluxe Optimus. Definitely not in scale, but you know, yeah. Different red. Optimus has a darker red. CliffJumper's more bright. So, in case people want to know if maybe you have Optimus, you don't have CliffJumper yet, there is a bit of a color difference. I'll just show it one more time. Yeah. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but looking at it, there is a color difference. He rolls quite nice. He has an Autobot symbol on the side. Besides that, not too much to it. Just overall, he's a very neat little car. Definitely not something you would see that much on the road today, but yeah. He has the exhaust. But anyway, for transformation, we're gonna come around here and pull these out, like so. Maybe rotate these. Well, we are, but yeah. Then rotate this. Then rotate this up because it's on a double hinge, like so. A little tricky. Put some force into it. But don't push too hard. You don't want to break your CliffJumper. Then you can rotate your foot out. Well, his foot out. Rotate this little piece of the glass that is in that was in vehicle, and then you kind of fold this down. Be careful. At least on mine, both of them are quite loose. The friction hinge that holds that together. Then you can do it the same with the other leg. Fold it. Maybe. Okay, we got it. A little piece of plastic just chipped off. Must have been stiff there. But rotate it. Like so. But fold this foot out. And you can see what I mean. I said it was loose, so fold that in. Then fold that up. I'm only going to be transforming them for the review, so yeah. So there you have his legs. Then you can come around here and fold this piece out, and this will be his chest piece in a bit. Then you can rotate this. It gets stuck quite often. Okay. He has some tight joints. Some of the transformation bits, like the legs, are loose, but not really in joints and posability. Rotate these like so. Then get this piece out and rotate it up. Like so. Rotate his arms. Like so. And you can see he's starting to look like CliffJumper from Transformers Prime. Then you can fold these pieces in. He does have weapons. I will show them off in later after we get him completely transformed. Now for the chest, basically, you can pull it out just a little bit, because that little groove that's in there will peg into the two holes. Okay, just like so. Then it's basically straightforward. Get his head and back in place. Fold head up, and you can see his horns. And now this is where it kind of gets a little odd. Oh yeah, there is a joint in there that you can take the waist off. CliffJumper's upper torso. I think that would be good for when the zombie or Dark Energon version comes out later March. I believe it comes out March. So basically for this part of it, you fold these little pieces in like so. And, yep. Then you can sort of get this up. And there's a peg and a slot. You peg it in like so. Fold this up. Then get these underneath. And they just kind of sit like so. And fold this down. Like so, and you can see what I meant. It's kind of odd. The horns that are on his head were supposed to be the ones in vehicle in the show, and they end up becoming on his butt in toy form. So, you know, yeah. There's CliffJumper. CliffJumper looks amazing. On my camera, the colors do look a little bright. So the Optimus I showed him next to is a darker color. But overall, he's definitely one of the better figures, and definitely one of my favorites in the whole Transformer Prime line. So, basically, for articulation, it's pretty basic. The head is on a ball joint. It can move a little bit, not too much. The arms are on a ball joint. So, yeah, and twist at the upper part of the arm, double joint elbow, and his wrist does move. Some people like to display it like this, to where you can have him like that. Personally, I just don't like the tire underneath, so I have it like this, and it looks really nice. So, yeah. For the legs, ball joint leg, then bend at the knee, and toe can move a little bit. Not too much, though. It is on a ball joint. So that is it for articulation. You could move his waist, but you have these underneath. You have that keeping his chest a little bit apart. As you can see, the little seam going down. And for weapons, you may be saying to yourself, if this is just your first time ever seeing the CliffJumper figure, you didn't even show any weapons, or there was no weapons hidden in the vehicle, because the weapons are hidden in his arms, and you basically, these pieces on the side do like the fold down a little bit, so I have to try to keep them up. For the arms, you fold this out like you were doing transformation, and basically fold his hand up into his arm like so, and he has guns. And as I say with a lot of figures, well, I never said it in reviews, but I do say it like off camera. What I do say is they always usually come with one. If you'll see Transformers Prime Bumblebee and Transformers Prime Bulkhead, I haven't reviewed them yet. They only come with one weapon, and I wish they did what CliffJumper is. Basically, did the same thing on this arm and gave him another, which they really could have done with Bumblebee and Bulkhead, because you see them with two of the same weapon. You know, Optimus, Voyager Optimus, he comes with two anyway, two different weapons. So that's you know, that changes a little bit. But you can have him with his gun. What was the line that he said? You mess with CliffJumper, you get the horns. With luck, he's talking about the top horns, because I doubt they would really want to get the other ones. But anyway, here he is next to Transformers Prime Bumblebee, which they often repaint him as. As you can see, Bumblebee is taller, even though I have CliffJumper a little spread out. Let me just stand him up. CliffJumper is short. You know, he's shorter than Bumblebee, which is kind of odd, because usually Bumblebee is the smaller guy in the series. You know, I kind of wish they were the same height. I wish they made Bumblebee a little smaller. And what's odd is I don't have RC down here with me. She's on the shelf, but RC would be up to there on Bumblebee in the show, but in toy form she's like that. So yeah, hoping for different for the Cyberverse when they get around to making it, releasing it, because we've seen pictures of it, and I think that one will look really good next to our CliffJumper. Yeah. For people that complain about him being a repaint of Bumblebee, you won't be disappointed, because he is not a repaint of Bumblebee this time around in a show and toy form. So, that's good. For another comparison, here he is next to Transformers Prime Bulkhead. CliffJumper and Bulkhead never appeared next to each other in the show, not even in a flashback, so I can't say this is completely accurate size, but I'm estimating this is about right. And as you can see with Bulkhead and with Bumblebee, one gun and one wrecking ball. So, yeah. CliffJumper definitely gets extra points for having the guns, which are actually really nicely hidden. I gotta admit that. So, if you see CliffJumper, get him. He's definitely a 9.5 out of 10. If they could really just, make some of the joints a little bit tighter, I would definitely give him a 10 out of 10. But that's not the point. Go pick him up. He's CliffJumper. If you see him, do not pass him up. Go and get him. He's 100% just awesome. So, until next time, this has been AlexanderStopmotion reviewing Transformers Prime CliffJumper. And, well, if I don't do another video in the next day or two, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. So, yes. Until then, tell all our